Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be continuing the GC grind with Muskbow, so Xbow Musketeer in place of the Archers in the 3.0 Xbow cycle deck. You also notice that I'm using the Electro Spirit in place of the Ice Spirit because I believe it complements Musketeer better since it's worse against Swarm. So Musketeer in place of Archers, I believe that its main benefit is that it's definitely a lot less weak to arrows because obviously Musketeer doesn't die while Archers do. The main downside I can think of is that you can't split Musketeer as you could the Archers, so especially in single Elixir, you are missing that kind of extra pressure that could be really useful from splitting Archers. Also just a very safe non-committal play where you can split. But yeah, I think it's still going to be a lot of fun, honestly. We do see an Ice Wizard in our first game, so let's just fireball it. And also my aircon in my room is kind of conked out, so I have to substitute another fan in here, so you might be hearing some background noise by the fan. If you can, I apologize, but there's not much I can do. It's super hot where I live, and I'm just trying to stay cool, and it's not even working that well, so that's my situation right now. But Skelly King's getting a bit close. I guess I'll have to go Knight as well. Don't think he should go ability here. Wouldn't be a great play. And this is just looking like it's going to be Splashyard, which should be a pretty good matchup. I mean, Musketeer isn't that good against Graveyard, but the thing is, Musketeer's really good on offense. Goes for a Graveyard, actually, at the same time that I go in, so I'll just log everything, and E-Spirit as well to help clean up the Graveyard skeletons. And he goes Ice Wiz. I think that'll actually fully stop my Xbow pretty much, because Ice Wiz is surprisingly a really good counter to Xbow, because it slows it down as well. The only thing is that you can easily log the Ice Wizard back, but obviously I had to use log on defense, so actually a decent played defense by my opponent there, but still, I'm pretty happy about this matchup. Should be a pretty nice win. Also, last time I recorded yesterday, I was able to get a 12 win with Xbow Valkyrie, so 3.1 Xbow cycle. That was a clean 12-0 for my 75th GC. If I'm able to get this one, I believe it'll be number 75, or number 77, sorry. And it should actually be really nice. Okay, he doesn't do anything for my Xbow, so maybe he's low on Elixir, or he actually tried to ignore it, but I'm going to block at the bridge. Really useful play you can make against Graveyard, where you block their tank at the bridge, and that way you can see that the Graveyard's easier to deal with on your side. And Tesla isn't the best against Graveyard, unfortunately, but still did a decent job. I think we do have to log all these skeletons here, as a Skelly King kind of spawns a mini Graveyard of his own. But just going to Tesla the Baby Dragon, Knight, and then Skeletons. Notice how I waited to play the Knight and Skeletons, because I wanted the Baby Dragon to target onto my Tesla first. That is definitely a play that I have learned over time, because I go Knight instinctively early on, and then the Baby Dragon just ignores the Tesla, locks onto the Knight, Knight walks back to the Skeletons, and Baby Dragon just splashes tower, which is not something you want to have at all. So definitely have to keep that in mind. Let's just get a nice fireball here and everything, and then E-Spirit plus log should deal with the Graveyard, as well as the fact that we have a defensive Xbow up, and that's just going to be a nice win. So again, you'll notice that we didn't have the best Graveyard defense in that game, because obviously we're missing the Archers, but we do have really strong offense, just as normal 3.0 would, and especially because he has Skeleton King, we can abuse that, outcycle it, and give our opponent a pretty rough time in that matchup. But yeah, that's going to put us at 9 wins. Let's keep it going and search for the next match. Kind of a sudden death Graveyard here, or GC, I don't know why I said Graveyard here, because we're at 2 losses. So if I do lose, then this video might not see the light of day, because obviously I'd want to have success with Muskbow and show it to you guys. Also, this was, I guess I said it was kind of highly requested. Only a few people asked for it, but in a way that's still kind of highly requested, I guess. We do see Heal Spirit Barbarian, which makes you think it's going to be 3 Musketeers. Royal Ghost kind of confirms that as well. It could also just be Bridge Spam, but Heal Spirit means it's not going to be like Goblin Drill or anything like that. It is going to be either Bridge Spam or 3M. Let's just go for a Tesla and E-Spirit to kite the Ghost in. Unfortunately, didn't have Knight and Cycle for the Ghost right away. Tesla will also stay alive and help against this Golden Knight. We can just fireball the Pump, and Pump basically confirmed it's going to be 3M. So this isn't going to be a super easy matchup, but actually I feel like Musketeer is better than archers in this matchup. Another thing I forgot to mention about Musketeer is that it isn't as weak against the Golden Knight, because obviously archers get hard countered to death by the Golden Knight because they just get one shot, but Musketeer does not suffer the same weakness, and that's really nice as well. I forgot to mention that in the benefits of Musketeer. But we're just going to go Knight in the middle to try and kite the Musketeer on the right a little bit. Then E-Spirit on the right to make sure we don't take any damage there. And then Skeletons for actually pretty flawless defense, honestly. Kind of late heal Spirit by my opponent there. I think he also does have E-Barbs in this deck, which will mean it will be kind of hard to get a Xbow push going and break through. Goes for a pump, so let's actually try an Xbow right now. He shouldn't have enough for E-Barbs right away. Goes Golden Knight, actually, so Musketeer should be able to pull this dash. And yeah, as you can see, I could not have made that play with archers. Gonna go Knight, and unfortunately, I misplaced my Knight, didn't actually catch the Barb Barrel that well, so that was actually pretty bad by me, not gonna lie. Then again, we did get a connection. Heal Spirit keeps the S-Golem alive, so keeps my Knight off the tower. Goes Pump again, actually goes one tile higher than the King Tower, that's interesting, but well played by him. Obviously I can't snipe the left side tower with my Fireball, so gonna have to Musketeer here, and I think I do have to defensive Expo, because against 3M, especially if you let them get an Elixir lead like I kind of let them get it, because I didn't really deal with the pumps that well, you do have to rely on the defensive Expo, because it can definitely get more than 6 Elixirs worth of value. Let's just Fireball those pumps, because he did kind of give us value there. Go for a Musketeer, and then Knight, and then Skeletons after one Musketeer locks on. That's a huge play that I like to make against 3M, allowing one Musketeer to lock onto something before playing it, so that you can kind of spread their offense a little bit, if that makes sense. Like, if I go Knight on top of both Musketeers, I think it'll die, but if I let one Musketeer lock onto something else first, then Knight on top of both, I think it'll be a lot better. I don't know if that really makes sense, but we're just going to go Musketeer here. He goes really high Musketeers, which actually kind of works, because I unfortunately don't have a Fireball in cycle for all 3 of them, but I'll just Fireball the left now. I'm fine with taking like one Musketeer hit, honestly, and then Knight. And if he goes Pump, I could even Expo here, because I do have a Knight and Expo counter pushing, but actually that wouldn't really make too much sense, I guess, so I'll probably just cycle back to Fireball. Looks like it was actually like 4 cards away, so probably not going to be able to do that. So again, if you are in this situation where you're down a lot against 3M, I would say just leaning on the defensive Expo is the best thing to do, because they can't do anything about it. So that's like your only saving grace here. Goes for another Elixir pump, and I'm not even sure if I want to Fireball it. I guess I will, because he's not going 3M, but if he went 3M, I might have just Fireballed them, honestly. Anyways, let's just defensive Expo again. We are obviously down quite a lot of Elixir heading into triple, but this is when the Expo will shine big time, because it's only 6 Elixir, which is quite a bit, but in triple, it definitely like gets more value than it's worth. Golden Knight is actually, thankfully, does not dash on a tower. I thought it would, so that was a bit worrying, but again, look at how much value this Expo is getting, especially because it's triple Elixir. So the Expo lasts for 30 seconds, but if this makes sense, 30 seconds in triple is a lot better than 30 seconds in double or even single, because it's just alive for longer. Musketeer on the left will help take out their Musketeer on the left. Then we'll go Tesla Log, I think, E-Spirit to hopefully stop the bleeding by that one Musketeer. It does get some damage, but I can actually just Fireball, and he actually messes up, lets the E-Spirit connect. So that's actually going to be GG. Goes 3M same lane, kind of a desperation play, but it's not really going to work out. I'll just defend, and he has no direct damage, so yep, pretty nice win against 3M. Even though it wasn't the cleanest win, like I didn't really Fireball a lot of the pumps and kind of let him build up a big advantage, I was still able to make it work because I was leaning on the power of the defensive Expos, which is definitely what you have to do. Also, again, Musketeer pretty decent there compared to Archers, because doesn't die to the Golden Knight, and it's definitely just more stable on defense if you can protect it. But found the next match against Shiggy Nader. Let's give him the good luck and see what he's going to be running from Swiss 02. Okay, recruits first play. I have to give him the well played there, because that is obviously just the pinnacle of skill in this game. Could be recruits Royal Hogs, I guess. That's the most common one, but it could also just be any other recruits deck, I guess. That's the main one for sure, but people do make their own decks, especially in GCs. Goes mirror recruits. I'm just going to go with an Xbow because they won't actually cross the bridge in time to tank for this Xbow, and Musketeer should actually do quite a bit of work against them. So again, I think Musketeer is definitely a lot better against recruits than archers, so this is actually another matchup where it helps. Although this is going to be a really hard defense. E-Barbs plus level 13 recruits. I guess I'll go Musketeer. Oh my god, really bad bats by him, and really thankful that that happened, because that would have been really scary, but he just fed my E-Spirit value, and that was just a really badly orchestrated push by him. I'm going to give him the well played sarcastically, because, yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, mirroring the recruits and then just going E-Barbs, bats, spamming all behind. I guess that's the mind of a recruits player, but, he has a pump in here as well. Wow, I don't think I want to Xbow into that, even though I could get a nice opportunity, because again, he has E-Barbs, he has recruits, who knows what else he has, and knowing him, he's probably just going to ignore the Xbow and just build an all-in push. He has an Archer Queen as well. I think I'll defensive Xbow, because he's going to be forced to go recruits in front of this if he wants to protect it. Otherwise, it'll just die to the Xbow, and looks like he's actually just going to let it go, and mirrors the pump. So, this is one of my main issues with pump, I guess, when they get to play a champion and then still get to mirror the pump in between, because obviously you can't mirror a champion. So it's definitely a really strong use case of the pump. He goes poison, which is interesting. I don't even know what this deck is. Maybe he doesn't even have a win con. I guess I'm cycled back to a fireball now, so might as well go for one. He's back to another pump, unfortunately, but I don't really have a choice to just let it go. Goes recruits. I think I'll go for a Musketeer in the right. Don't want to give him poison value in the left lane, which is my weaker side tower. They're the mirrored recruits, but this should actually be a pretty decent defense. I can probably just fireball all of those in the left, actually, if he doesn't even have, like, a flying machine. So I'll actually just do that. Everything just drops, so if you guys didn't know, a fireball will fully take out recruits in the second stage. Cycle back to a second Musketeer, which is why I like to cycle it first, so you can cycle back to another one, and that was actually a pretty clean defense, honestly. Let's just Xbow again, defensive Xbow, once again, anti-poison to my left side tower, so if he wants to poison, he has to hit my right side tower, which is what I want. I'll just fireball that, and looks like he's actually just going to let this recruit's push die, which I'm totally fine with. Goes E-Barbs, but Musketeer will put in a lot of work, so mirrored E-Barbs come in, that's interesting. Again, he really messes up with the bats. I don't know what he's thinking. Goes poison as well, not the greatest play, because it doesn't really get too much value, and skeletons are able to just take out the E-Barbs. At this point, he's definitely getting into spell cycle range. He also messes up by giving me log value on the right, or on the left rather, with 4 recruits and 2 on the right. I don't know why he would do that when I want to log the left side anyways, but alright, I guess, again, another wonderful insight into the mind of a recruits player. Goes queen at the bridge. I'll just go knight, and then log Tesla in the middle for the E-Barbs, and E-Spirit, and queen is slow enough that I think I don't have to commit anything else to her. Yep, doesn't pose too much of a threat, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be in spell cycle range very soon. Once again, he can like do all this random mirror gameplay if he wants to, but doesn't really change the fact that Musketeer is just so solid on defense that I'm actually totally fine in this case. Back to yet another one. And I can actually Xbow, but okay, actually I realized it was triple Elixir, probably wasn't the best idea. He is in range of 2 fireballs and a log, so I'll just fireball on defense though. No need to get too eager or aggressive right now, especially when I can just defend. He is genuinely not breaking through with anything except for poison damage. Also messes up the queen, doesn't even go for the ability in time. Now that's fireball range actually, so that's going to be GG, and really nice win against one of the strangest recruits decks I've ever seen. Pretty sure he went recruits first play as well, if I'm not mistaken, and then mirrored them right after, so yeah, I don't really know what to say. That was just a really strange deck in all honesty. No win con at all. I don't even know how he's winning games. He's at 11 wins or 10 wins or so with that, so that's kind of impressive, but yeah, I don't know, that deck was just really weird. But we're at 11 now ourselves after picking up that nice win. Let's try and get the 12 win with Muskbow. Would be really nice to get. And yeah, queue time is looking like it's going to take quite a long time. I mean, once you get to 12 wins, or 11 wins rather, just higher up in a GC overall, queue time really does start to catch up to you. because there are a lot less players, especially in my time zone, which is like afternoon for me. It's like 3 to 4 a.m. for people in the US and the West. So I found that it's less likely that I get matches that easily, whereas if I play like early in the morning or late at night, I find matches sooner. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to commentate a little bit to not make you guys get too bored, but if the queue time really does take this long, okay, thankfully we finally find a match. I was going to say, if queue time does really take a long time, I'm going to be forced to cut the recording and skip. But we found the next match. This is going to be the make or break, 11-2. Gave our opponent the good look. He did not give it back, but let's see. Furnace. Okay, going to go Tesla. Have not seen Furnace in a long time. I sadly think that Furnace is low enough that I can't snipe it with a Musketeer. Of course, I would have gone Fireball if I hadn't in my starting hand, but I did not. And he goes for a Goblin Barrel. So I'll go Knight, Skeletons. Actually, I think that wasn't the best placement. Yeah, because Tesla's going to take out the side Goblin anyways. I'll go Xbow because he goes Bowler in the back. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a mirror deck. Yeah, there's the mirrored Bowler. Kind of sucks. I'll go Musketeer. Oh my god, does that get two-shot by the Bowler? Okay, thankfully it doesn't. But still, that is... Wow, that Bowler did so much damage. But Xbow's actually on tower. He is just letting this go. That's a really nice early connection. That Bowler did so much damage. They're going to go E-Spirit down low to cycle back to my Skeletons to surround the Bowler. I think I'm actually going to let this go. Going to be an unfortunate bit of chip damage, but I don't really want to go Log, obviously, because he has Goblin Barrel. And I don't necessarily want to go Knight either, because that would just be awkward. Let's Expo at 6. I think he's not back to Bowler right now. He has Rascals. I think I will Log them and then E-Spirit the Rascal Boy to try and get a bigger connection. Goes Furnace. I actually think that'll tank the rest of my Expo, sadly, so maybe not the best offensive setup by me. But, I mean, I don't know how else to break through. I mean, he has Bowler, Mirrored Bowler, and also Rascal. It's like, this is going to be a pretty hard matchup to break through, I would say. Although, I'm not sure if Musketeer is better or worse, because I'm kind of familiar with this deck. You know, it's been meta on and off for like 3 years at this point. It's definitely like an OG deck. Also goes Mirrored Furnace. I can actually just Fireball that. Pretty sure this deck also has either a Rocket or a Fireball of his own, so that's going to be kind of annoying to deal with, especially if he tries to Spell Cycle me. But goes Barrel off to the side, so I don't even need to Log that, actually. Just gonna Knight and Skellies to fully defend. Then I'm gonna go Expo and tie Fireball to my right side tower, so if he wants to Fireball, he has to hit my left side tower. Pretty standard stuff. Gonna Log on offense this time. Goes Minion Horde right into the Tesla, actually not the best play by him, because it just kind of gets eaten up. I'll definitely Fireball the mirrored Minion Horde, and since he just uses Mirror, he won't have it for the Barrel or the Bowler, so that could be a good Expo, but Musketeer's walking kind of high, so I think it'll actually die pretty soon. Yeah, he just Logs it. I'll just reset with a Tesla. And, I mean, we are in the lead, but I don't feel too good about this. Yeah, he Fireballs my tower and just Spell Cycles. I guess I'll just Fireball back. Not sure what else to do. I could snipe that with a Musketeer, but I think Expo will be better, especially because he just used his Fireball. Does not have anything in hand for it right away. Then I can set up another Musketeer. Notice how I don't really care if I'm giving him Fireball value in the left, because he definitely doesn't want to take it, so that's just a safe bet for me. Gonna Log, or actually I'll just Knight, I guess, because Musketeer and Expo are helping out. Don't really need to Log. Tesla will help out against the Bowler. Wow, he just Fireballed the middle, which was a decent Fireball, but it was very aggressive. Maybe I can... Okay, sadly I can't really make something happen right away. Maybe I can after this Bowler gets taken out, though. Okay, he Bowlers. I'll just Fireball it, actually, because he just Fireballed himself. He will not be able to Fireball me back. And Mirrored Bowler comes in. He might Barrel with this. Actually goes Minion Horde, and no offense to him, but his Minion Hordes aren't really on point, because they just get taken out by the Tesla. Gonna Expo, because he just used his Mirror. Gonna Log the Rascals, and notice how I'm not really afraid to use Log on offense, especially when he just used his best counters. That's really nice as well. Musketeer is sniping the Furnace, another great benefit of Musketeer. Gonna go right back with a defensive Expo because I think he just Fireballed, and we are in a huge damage lead now, so yeah, he goes Minion Horde. Tesla will take it out, don't need to Fireball that. If he goes for a Mirrored Barrel, I can just Fireball the Barrel instead. Gonna Expo once more because I do have a defensive Expo, plus a Musketeer alive. I'll just Fireball. Skeletons to cycle back to my Log and then Log, and yeah, I'm basically forcing out his Fireballs on my Xbows, which is really good because he's not able to get any direct tower damage, and I think no matter what now we basically won because there's really not enough time for him to... okay, wow, right as I said that, I kind of jinxed myself by taking a ton of damage, but I think he just mirrored his barrel. We'll just log it and then get back to 2 fireballs on his tower. I think that's going to be totally fine. I don't actually want to log on offense because, yeah, he has barrel. But even though we took a bunch of damage from that one mess up against the barrel in the back, we still had a pretty nice lead. It kind of just controlled the whole match with Xbow pressure, Musketeer pressure, spell cycled when he tried to spell cycle us, and overall, really nice win against kind of a dead deck, but it always finds a way to be used in the meta here and there. I actually usually fight it like after 25 wins in a global tourney, which is kind of weird, but I don't like really playing against it, honestly. But that is going to be a very nice 12 wins, 12 and 2, clutched it up from 8 wins. And yeah, I used Muskbow like you guys have been asking for, so that's going to be really nice. Let's take a look at this chest and open it up. And not really expecting too much, I guess, because I have not gotten a champion from a GC chest, I don't think ever, which kind of sucks because I've seen some of my friends get one. We do get a legendary, though, that's nice. I have a lot of my cards at max stack. Okay, that's going to be my final princess for level 14. That's actually going to be pretty nice to get, honestly. But yeah, decent chest, honestly. 22k gold as well for only 100 gems is really good. And yeah, that's going to be a very nice 12 win. And 6 in a row 12 wins, as you can see in my battle log right now. 1 is unfortunately cut off because I played a classic in between. But yeah, that's going to be a very nice 6 GCs in a row. Very nice streak. Really happy with that. The one that you see from yesterday was my Valk one, I think. And in between, I also played one with Queenbow, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with like different Xbow variants, just getting 12 wins with them, while going on my way up to the 100 times GC badge. Also, that loss was really awkward. My 2 losses in this GC were kind of against decks that I think I counter, but I mean, against the freeze one, I think I just played too aggressively. I'm honestly used to that with archers. Obviously, Musketeer can't do that because you don't have good graveyard defense, so I think it's definitely more of a counter push matchup. But yeah, my last one was with Queenbow, as you can see there. And yeah, just 6 GCs in a row. Very nice, and that was my 77th GC, I'm pretty sure. So really happy about that. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. 12 win with Muskbow. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you've been enjoying the GC content with different decks. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.